Do you remember your first song or what you were rapping about back then?
My first song was a song called Fuck Opposition.
Remember what age you were at the time?
I was like 14, 13, something like that.
Were any of those lyrics true back then on that song?
Yeah, I was talking about stuff that was going on.
Do you remember how you released it back then?
I just dropped it on YouTube.
What was the reaction? Your very first song.
It did good. It did like 1,000 something. Quick. I wasn't rapping. It just went up. So that was kind of big. 1,000, that's a lot. When that's your first song.
Did your parents hear that song?
Yeah, my mom heard everything I made.
What was her reaction to your very first song?
She be just happy. I don't know. She like it.
What about the subject matter on that song?
Subject.
Yeah.
Did she like that?
Yeah.
She ain't really say nothing. I know she probably did. No mama like they kids, like in the street stuff like that. She ain't say nothing though.
Just curious if that's something she was worried about at the time, that type of subject matter at that age.
She was worried. She always worried. She worried now.
That song, your very first song, is that still available to listen to if somebody wanted to hear it today?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's still up there.
And for time reference, it's July 2021 now.
Yeah.
Now, what's your creating process like these days with your music?
I sometimes just rap about the day or rap about something I was talking about earlier or however the day went or whatever mood I'm in. I just go off the top of my head and just go.
Freestyle and punch in?
Yeah, punch in, freestyle.
Did you ever write?
Yeah, I wrote. A lot of my first songs I wrote.
Is that how you started, as a writer first?
Yeah.
And then freestyle punch in came at another point of time for you?
Yeah.
Was that influence for you, or was that just natural experimentation? Freestyling and punching in?
My partner, Boss Top, he taught me how to freestyle.
When you did write back then, did you actually write with a pen, or was it on the phone?
Both.
These days, no more writing, just strictly freestyle punching in?
Yeah, strictly just freestyle. Sometimes I probably write a hook or something. Something I just come to my head, I write it down. But most of everything, 9 out of 10 is freestyle.
When you did write, and of course you freestyle and punch in more often than not, what did you notice with your music? Any difference?
I feel like besides writing is like you reading it. You feel like you reading something, but when you write, it be more to it because you really thinking. Then when you freestyle, it just from the heart.
When it comes to your lyrics, ever had help with them?
Yeah. I get help sometimes. I help. Me and Pona help each other. I help them, they help me.
In what ways do you receive help with your lyrics?
If I get stuck or something, because sometimes everybody gets stuck.
So are others just pitching you an idea? Are they trying to come up with a word to finish a bar?
They'll say something. I ain't gonna use the exact thing they say. I just like, oh yeah, all right. Then use that and put it my way.
Never had someone write a song for you or ghostwrite a song for you?
Never.
And you do help other recording artists with their lyrics, as you mentioned. You help each other. Is that the same thing you do with them? Is it pitching in an idea or trying to think of another word, or have you ever actually wrote a song for somebody or ghost wrote for somebody?
Yeah, I did a ghost wrote for an artist. And I'll be helping people pitch in.
When it comes to ghostwriting for another artist, how does that happen? Is that something they ask you to do? Hey, can you write this for me, but I don't want people to know you wrote it. I want to keep that on the low type of thing. Do they come out directly and say that?
That's the point of ghostwrite. I can't tell you what I wrote. I could just say I ghostwrote before.
I do want to ask you this though. When it comes to ghostwriting for someone else versus, creating a song for yourself, is it easy or harder for you to do it for someone else versus yourself?
For me writing for somebody?
Yeah. Is it easier for you to write for somebody, or is it easier for you to create songs for yourself? Just thinking on
both. I could do both, so it don't really matter.
When it comes to your own personal lyrics, how honest are they?
100%. Sometimes I ain't gonna incriminate myself, but yeah, a lot of it 100%. I ain't gonna say no dumb shit on that.
Ever wrote, freestyled, or punched in a lyric so honest it was requested by someone to be removed?
I don't know, cause I don't never incriminate myself, so I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna think before I do anything.
Even if it wasn't an incrimination lyric, maybe just a lyric so honest that someone said, you shouldn't put that out, or don't say that about me, or, oh, why'd you say that? Can you think of something else instead? Ever a situation like that? Okay. What's been your hardest bar so far? Hardest thing you ever said?
Pop out like a ghost, and like Prince Boy back again. If a body moved and I swim back again, clapped again. I don't know. That's raw. That's raw.
From start to finish, what's the average length of time you spend creating a song? Rough estimate.
Sometimes I take a long. It depends on how the mood is. I could take a day making a song. I probably stop making a song, come back the next day. Probably take an hour. Probably take 10 minutes. Probably take 30 minutes. It just depends how you feeling when you're making it.
Now, I'm going to use this term very loosely because I know you don't really write. You're more so freestyling, punching in, but sometimes you do write a hook. But there's a phrase called writer's block.
Yeah, I catch that.
And that's when someone's stuck on a thought, stuck on an idea. How do you deal with that when that happens, if that happens to you?
If somebody ain't pitching in and get that say something, I probably just feel like go to the next song. Or I just sit back for a little minute, then come back.
Now, you mentioned there's been a time where you work on a song for a day maybe, you stop, and then you end up finishing it at another point of time. What's the longest amount of time you stopped working on a song, you pick it back up at another time? What's the longest period you've spent between a song? So, for example, you ever worked on a song, put it down, and then 6 months later pick it back up and finish it?
No, I ain't never did that.
So what's the longest maybe? If it wasn't 6 months.
Probably a day or whenever I go back to the studio.
Now, when you did write,
Yeah.
ever lost lyrics when you wrote them?
Yeah, a lot of times. Probably deleted on accident. Probably messed up the paper. Some
How would you cope with it when you lost lyrics back then?
I try to just remember as best I can.
How successful is that?
Sometimes it was hard. Most times I got it.
Has that ever been discouraging to you when you have lost lyrics?
Nah, cause I'm just figure out something else. Say whatever I say new probably be better than what I said.
When it comes to creating music, have you ever gotten emotional creating or recording a song?
Yeah, a lot of times, cause all the songs be real, and I be talking about my people's son. So yeah, I get emotional sometimes thinking about the past.
Ever gotten to the point where you shed a tear?
Yeah, I did that on probably like 2 songs.
And was it the creating or the actual recording of it when you shed this tear?
It was just thinking about what I just said and thinking about the moment, what I was talking about.
Do you capture that emotion in the song?
Yeah.
Do you record that emotion in the song?
Oh, no, I ain't gonna record that in the song. You probably just hear it from when I'm doing it, but oh yeah, he mean that. Other than that, you ain't gonna hit me like, damn. You just gonna hear it from my voice, from my pain.
Has it ever become a point where it was too much to finish a song? It was too emotional to finish a song?
I ain't never did that.
Okay,
I
so
just got through it.
you did get through it.
Yeah.
Care to share the name of either of these songs where you got emotional? When it came to shedding a tear?
I did one called Letter to LA and J Money. Yeah. The other, it's I'm trying to think.
Take your time.
Streets Don't Love You. I think. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember the other one, but I did. I got a lot of pain songs. Some that ain't out. I know I did it before.
When it comes to producers, do you find them or they reach out to you?
Most time they reach out to me, cause I don't like doing YouTube beats. So whoever come my way, they come to me.
What's your issue with YouTube beats?
Everybody doing.
When it comes to a producer, you prefer they cook up something from scratch for you, or are you a folder sifter? You like to sift through a folder of beats already ready.
Both.
Is it 50-50, or are you more one way or the other?
Both.
How long do you have to listen to a beat before you know if it's the right one for you or not?
Like 2 seconds. If they don't hit me right then and now, I don't want it.
Have you ever passed on a beat for whatever reason and it ended up becoming a bigger song for someone else?
Nah.
Ever had a beat pulled from you after recording to it already?
Nah, I ain't never had that happen.
When it comes to your music, overall, is there a message with it?
Everything.
Every song has a different message, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your music for?
My music, first it was for my block. Then I just started making music for the people that's going through the same stuff in the streets, in the world.
And what block are you referencing here?
Old block.
Is there an age minimum to listen to your music?
Nah.